Command codes verified. Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Oh, hello. Hello, everybody.
Oh, crap.
We're
What
live.
happened?
Roscoe,
We're Piper down. Piper down.
Roscoe's on, should be coming back. I accidentally kicked him off. Not intentionally, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was messing around with the settings here.
That's what happens when you start crap around here.
That's what happens. It's been one of those weeks, you know, like I'm grateful for my job. But this is one of those weeks that just kind of, you just never, it's the week back, right? We're back. First of all, we haven't been in the office for a year and a half, and with no kids at the university at all, right? So no classes, no nothing, and we're back, and it's a hot mess.
I'm here. I'm also back. Hello.
Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna buzz right through the
Thank
show, if you guys don't mind, and I'm gonna hit record this time because I forgot to hit record for the podcast.
I saw that, and
Elio, you're lifting.
wondered-
You're showing off your settings as well, occasionally on the stream.
Oh, yeah, I had
Just
to.
be
I turned it back off. So yeah. But that was fun, and we'll jump into that momentarily. All right, I'm gonna hit the big red button in 3, 2, and then another countdown.
In 3, 2.
All right, and intro whenever you're ready, Cap.
This week on episode 521 of Priority 1, the Star Trek... Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense.
Star Trek Project. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay. This week on episode 521 of Priority 1, Star Trek Prodigy drops several new items. Whoops, that's not the word. You think this is going to go fast, but I'm here to say... I know, you jinxed it. Way to go.
To a good start. We're good. It's fine. It's fine.
This week on episode 521 of Priority 1, Star Trek Prodigy drops several news items just as Star Trek Day nears. Star Trek Online tries to entice new players and existing...
I feel like the as, it was like just Star Trek Day. I didn't hear the as, the S. Sounds
Okay.
Who's Elijah? I don't go by Elijah anymore. I go by Elio. My name. Come on, hit me, John. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
This week on episode 521 of Priority One, Star Trek Prodigy drops several news items just as Star Trek Day nears. Star Trek Online tries to entice new players and existing players to start a brand new character. And we throw a unicorn horn on a white gorilla suit when... And we throw a unicorn horn on a white gorilla suit in on-screen with Season 2, Episode 4 of Lower Decks.
Hello, Captains. You're listening to episode 521 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. Your weekly recap and review of all the major news happening in the Star Trek multiverse. This episode was recorded on Tuesday, August 31st, and available for download or streaming on Friday, September 3rd at PriorityOnePodcast.com. I'm Elio.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Roscoe.
Captains, I just hit my mic. Captains, we hope that you were able to join us for the live stream Star Trek Content Creators of the Community Summit that was held on Saturday, August 28th, featuring Kat, representing the podcast and the Armada, as well as Zeph Films, Rurin from Ship Talking Pod, Piece by Piece, who has a Twitch stream that does a lot of Star Trek stuff, and the Q from Q Continuum. It was a phenomenal 2.5 hour. Was it 2.5 hours or 1.5?
Two and a half.
Was it 2.5? It was a while. We went for a while.
It was like a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, it was a little over 2 hours, right? Yes, and with a great conversation. So if you haven't already, you can check out the recording of that over on Roddenberry's official YouTube channel. Just visit youtube.com and do a search for Roddenberry. There you'll find their YouTube channel, and our video will be there. Links, of course, will be in the show notes.
I don't remember. Where's my invitation? I don't. Did you send it to my other email address? Elio, where was my
invitation?
In
what sense? It was an invitation. Everybody
to be on the panel. You know,
the panel.
There's you and there's Kat, and there's not me.
But you
know,
it was Kat was there as a representative of the Armada, speaking on behalf of the Armada, and then it just so happened that she's also a host on the show. So she was able to talk
coincidentally.
And my role was just to make sure that the cats didn't just roam around aimlessly. So
everyone was like I do wander around aimlessly just for fun. But no, that conversation, it was great. Everyone was really, really lovely, and what an interesting bunch of people.
Agreed.
And the wonderful thing is it lives on the Roddenberry YouTube page. So I look forward to sitting down at a more reasonable time in my time zone and snuggling up with a big bowl of popcorn and enjoying it myself. Because I wasn't invited. So I have to watch it.
Sourpuss.
But that's fine.
Sourpuss. It was like
content.
2:30
content coming out the wazoo.
4:30 in the morning for you when it happened.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Create content. Moving on. But I'm not bitter. It's fine. It's fine. Honestly.
We're gonna give you intro to edit this week.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But before we jump into the news, we want to welcome new listeners to the show, and we hope you'll stay in touch. You see, this show is produced by a community of volunteers who donate their time and talents because, like you, they are passionate about what Star Trek is all about.
So we hope you'll get involved and be a part of our community. Follow us on social media so you can share your thoughts about the weekly headlines. Join the Armada so that you can experience Star Trek gaming with like-minded Trekkies, or consider joining the team and lending your time and talents to producing this show.
Or if you find value in the podcast, consider supporting us financially, because unfortunately, producing a podcast is not free and costs some money. But with your help, we can continue to keep the lights on and producing the quality content you've come to expect each and every week. So visit us at patreon.com/priority1 and consider joining the Patreon family. We even offer some perks from $1 and up. More importantly, we need to take a moment to thank our latest supporter, Tara T. Tara, thank you so very much for joining the Patreon family and for believing in our content so much that you decided to contribute each and every month.
Thank you, Tara T.
Thank you very much. Now, let's find out what's been happening in the Star Trek multiverse.
Okay, that ended at 6:50, please. It is. Elio is my Saiyan form. I don't even watch Dragon Ball, but I know that. Elio was like level 1. Now I'm at level 60, so... All right, you guys ready to jump in?
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Russ,
Sorry, just getting the chat up on another thing because my internet is being weird. So just making sure I can read the chat and respond
Actually, I'll just read my
to
own.
you in chat.
I'll just read my own. I'm sure we have a lot to say about it. So
Get in there, mate.
All right,
You wrote it. You wrote it so beautifully.
All right, we're gonna
You
start.
deserve to read it.
We're gonna start. This was all I had time for today. This is it. All right, so truck it out at 8 minutes. We'll do 8 minutes even for truck it out, please. 3, 2, 1. The newest iteration of Star Trek, the animated series for Nickelodeon titled Prodigy, is making news this week with a couple of big announcements. First up, casting. 2 new actors have been added to the cast announcement. 2 new actors have been added to the cast, with Jimmy Simpson and John Noble both playing antagonist characters. According to Deadline's Alexandra de
Ricardo Montalban.
Montauban. According to Deadline's Alexandra del Rosario, Noble, who you might know from Lord of the Rings or as Dr. Walter Bishop in J.J. Abrams' television series Fringe, will voice the character known as the Diviner, a, quote, ruthless tyrant who controls the asteroids of Tars Lampora and will stop at nothing in his hunt for the Proto-Star ship, no matter the cost, end quote. Simpson, who you might confuse for Christian Slater, but is actually the dude from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Westworld, or Breakout Kings, voices Dreadnought, the, quote, Diviner's deadly robotic enforcer, heartless and cold, end quote. Now, if talent isn't enough of a news headline like John Noble, then be sure to watch the main title sequence for the show, now made available on YouTube and other Star Trek social media channels. So, there's a lot to unpack. Why don't we first talk about the actors?
Nice to see another Australian in the Star Trek world with John Noble. Excellent casting, majestic voice. If you're going to have a villain, John Noble's got to be your go-to guy because the power in that voice.
Oh,
Denethor.
so good. Yes,
Magic.
so good. So good. And I mean, he was fantastic in Fringe.
I am so excited. I remember tweeting a long time ago that they need to get John Noble in Star Trek. I have to go back into my Twitter history because I am 99.9% positive I tweeted John Noble and Star Trek and said, please get John Noble into Star Trek. It was probably during my Fringe rewatch. And I am so excited about this. If you follow him on social media, he is like the sweetest man. I just want
Aw.
I want him to be my grandpa. Like, he's just so awesome. And on top of that, he's a phenomenal actor. I mean, there's nothing I've seen him in that he just doesn't command what he's doing. So I'm really, really excited to have John Noble. I'm a little disappointed that it's only his voice. I think I would have liked to have seen him physically act a role. But I'll take it.
He's in the Trek family now.
Exactly.
We've brought him in. He's in the building. We've got him in the door. This is a first step, and then we can get him on screen in an actual physical way, rather than just as voiceover. So it will baby steps, man. Baby steps. It's a good start.
I know, baby steps. So
I'm trying to picture Jimmy Simpson. I mean, I've watched It's Always Sunny, but I can't remember what he looks like.
He's like a odd combination of Christian Slater and somebody else.
He looks like, Christian Slater mixed with the singer of Radiohead, Tom York.
Yeah.
He's a Christian Slater variant.
Oh my God.
So now what about that opening sequence? The main title sequence for Star Trek.
It was beautiful. Although, I mean, there was a lot going on in there. I liked where it showed the ship flying out like it was a robot hand. Do you remember that part? That was pretty cool.
I wonder if that's the diviner. Maybe that's Dreadnought. Dreadnought is a robotic thing, right?
Yeah, that thing was pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we don't know how big the ship is, though.
Well, the ship zoomed around and did barrel rolls around various representations of different characters. And so, it zipped up a hologram of Janeway at some point that had lots of computer code around it. So it looked really cool. And I think that's maybe our little creative representation of the protostar is always trying to outrun the hand of the diviner just coming towards them constantly. So that's their little way of telling that story in a very simple way to children, to go, this is who they're trying to get away from. It's the big scary hand. So that's fun. Little representations of speed and how fast this new ship can go, because that little moment where the warp nacelles curve in, and then we get the third one come out. And I was like, this is great. This is entirely new. This is streamlined. This is slipstream even.
I was a fan. I actually really enjoyed this. This doesn't feel cartoony, right? It doesn't feel like it's targeting only a young audience, but instead of obviously a younger audience, but perhaps a younger, mature audience. Again, I think back to Tron Uprising, right? That was a cartoon on Disney, but although still a cartoon for kids, dealt with pretty mature content and materials. I thought the music was really good. I thought it was moving and still offering that epic feel, that classic epic Star Trek feel of this is exploration, right? This is the final frontier. I really did appreciate that. It's funny, Q says that TrekCore already set the opening sequence to Enterprise, and I'm not going to watch that. I will not let it be ruined for me, Q. I will not. I shall not let it be ruined for me.
Wow.
How dare TrekCore? How dare they?
I totally want to see that, Q. Because anything is better than... I'm okay if
the best version, the superior version, is still the Enterprise opening sequence set to the Perfect Strangers soundtrack.
Oh God,
man.
That's the best.
Yeah. What'd you think of the ship, though, Elio? Oh, sorry.
The dog doesn't want.
Yeah.
I actually like it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it. It feels like a natural progression. It still fits the style of the era, right? Even if it is maybe several years after Voyager, it would feel like a design inspired by 23rd century Federation, 23rd, 24th century Federation.
24th.
So yeah, I don't hate it. It looks fast. It looks sleek. It's a ship that I would fly in Star Trek Online, so long as it's a tactical ship.
Oh,
It's gonna
I
be
love
science.
it. High praise.
It's gonna be
High praise
science.
from Elio. I don't hate it.
Totally science.
It's gonna be science, and I'm gonna be so sad.
It's a science ship. No, it's going to be a pilot.
Now,
It's gonna be a
actually,
pilot. It's got
here's some speculation about the
Extra
ship.
engine.
I would bet that the ship was designed in the Delta Quadrant. Right? Because
Ooh, go on.
like, think of that the episode, what was it, the Prometheus? With the Prometheus, that ship was a Trojan horse, right? So I wonder if that ship
The
was
Dauntless.
designed.
You mean the Dauntless?
The Dauntless, right. But that's a Prometheus class, isn't it?
Yes.
No, the Prometheus is a Prometheus class.
All right. Well, the Dauntless one. I don't argue because I don't know ships like the back of my hand. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a ship that was designed in the Delta Quadrant, maybe to help Voyager along the way or something like that, right? Which is why it's just stranded in the Delta Quadrant.
Huh.
Or it was designed in the Alpha Quadrant and went so fast that they had to do an automated test and it just zipped off
Just one
into wherever it's gone that is far too far away for
Wherever-
it to ever be retrieved.
wherever Admiral Archer's prized beagle is.
That's right.
All right, I'm
Porthos number 3 or 4. Yeah, it's totally going to be a pilot starship. I'm sorry. But it's nice that it's a prototype because we see the NX registry very clearly next to the USS Protostar. So anything that's new and different and exciting, it's still in the realms of what we know of Star Trek starships, but just pushed a little bit more to the extreme, something new and something different because it's a prototype. It could have wildly unexpected things, and that's going to be the fun of the series.
Kat, if you don't have anything to add, we might as well move on to the next story.
All right.
Add something incredibly insightful, Kat.
Yeah, I don't have anything insightful, but I can read the next story.
That'll work too.
Did you leave the original panel singular for a reason, or should it be panels plural?
That's a typo.
Okay. All right. I'm glad I clarified. Panels, and more panels are coming your way to discuss all things Trek for the franchise's 55th anniversary. On September 8th, Star Trek Day celebrations will be hosted by The Next Generation's Will Wheaton and actress host Mika Burton. It will feature back-to-back in-person conversations with cast and crew members with a focus at looking at what is ahead for the franchise. One panel in particular features Anson Mount, Rebecca Romaine, and Ethan Peck from Strange New Worlds, with the trailer for the event casually showing off the logo of the series. Composer Jeff Russo will lead a live orchestra performance throughout the event, with Paramount Plus saying expect some surprise announcements and reveals throughout the program. Another notch in the milestone belt of history comes after the airing of Lower Decks. Another notch in the milestone belt of history comes after the airing of the Lower Decks episode Will Always Have Tom Paris, marking the 800th episode of Star Trek television. Now that commemorative plate makes even more sense.
I do enjoy the fact that Paramount Plus says they're to expect some surprise announcements. Well, now it's not a surprise. Let's maybe just expect some announcements, and but that is very exciting. Strange New Worlds trailer. Fingers crossed.
You think they'll have a trailer ready though? I don't know. I mean, I guess so,
Totally.
maybe.
If they're finished filming, yeah.
Well,
Let's
yeah, I would
give me a
imagine that
trailer.
we're going to see a teaser trailer for Strange New Worlds. I'd probably bet money on a teaser trailer for Discovery Season 4 and a full trailer for Picard Season 2.
Oh.
And maybe we'll get a bit more of an announcement on something like the mythical Section 31 series that may or may not come forward, because it seems like there's always a bit of a question mark about that, or that the Starfleet Academy series that's in development.
Yeah, they could be announcing something
It's a lot
like
of
that.
talk.
I'm starting to feel about the Section 31 show the way I feel about this whole Tarantino thing. They keep saying it. They keep talking. It keeps making headlines, but I feel like it's just not going to work out. Like the original plan, they thought, they're like, maybe we shouldn't. So, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. All that's happening on September 8th. It's free for everyone, so be sure to set your calendar and sit by your computers, laptops, or other streaming devices. Roscoe,
Shall I move on to the next one? Would you like me to read this next one?
please.
Yes, please.
Cool. Okay. If watching all the new Trek offerings and playing all the Trek games is still not enough Star Trek content in your life, well, you're in luck. This November, Titan Publishing is relaunching the official Star Trek magazine and renaming it Star Trek Explorer. Titan describes this magazine as the #1 destination for everything Star Trek, filled with in-depth interviews and features.
That's a quote. Titan describes the magazine as a quote.
Of course it is. Yes. Titan describes this magazine as, quote, the #1 destination for everything Star Trek, filled with in-depth interviews and features taking you behind the scenes of all your favorite shows and movies, end quote. The first issue showcases a fresh new design and features 2 exclusive Star Trek short stories. Plus, they plan on adding a 16-page themed centerfold in each issue, with the inaugural issue featuring a guide to Captain James T. Kirk.
I'm sorry, really?
It was a descriptor as it's in the center of the magazine in the fold, and it's like a mini thing.
It's Burt Reynolds style.
Ship
Okay.
porn!
On the couch.
There's your ship
No,
porn.
they called it something like supplement. You could say
There,
supplement.
there's
That just
Zeph.
sounded like a vitamin, though.
Zeph, there it is. That's where you can get. Now you can get a sexy Star Trek magazine with all the ship porn you ever wanted.
Woo!
Yeah, new meaning to the word ship porn, to the phrase ship porn. So perhaps we change that to supplement. Yeah, I think supplement is fine. We could change that from
themed
centerfold.
feature.
Okay.
Featurette.
Or featurette.
Now we're talking.
Ooh.
Remember, we gotta keep this. We gotta keep the show. PG-13. You only get to slip one nacelle. One Bursard
Ensign,
collector
please
slip.
report to
That's
the
why
ready
I
room.
put the thing around it. All right. Yeah, featurette. Let me fix it.
Uh-oh, someone's deflector showing.
You.
Don't do it. I knew you were about to say something ample nacelles.
I would never say that. No.
Right.
I would say is your dilithium chamber open, or are you just happy to see me?
Is that a warp core in your pocket?
Okay. I appear to be holding munitions. The first issue showcases a fresh new design and features 2 exclusive Star Trek short stories. Plus, they plan on adding a 16-page themed featurette in each issue, with the inaugural issue featuring a guide to Captain James T. Kirk.
Oh, I just thought of a James T. Kirk centerfold. Brain bleach.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There are 2 covers available for the first issue. One cover features a shot of Michael Burnham from Star Trek Discovery, while the second uses Tim Anderson's Star Trek The Original Series tribute artwork. Yearly subscriptions cost $29.99 for 4 issues, and as an added bonus, if you subscribe, you get an exclusive digital magazine that includes extra Trek nuggets. You can buy each issue separately, though, for $9.99. Captain Kirk centerfold not included.
It's just him holding his rudimentary lathe.
The cannon
just
from
the
the Gorn fight.
Again,
Fist
full
punch.
Burt Reynolds style nude, holding a bunch of tribbles.
Oh my god.
All right. Before this cycle's even worse.
Oh
Before
no.
this spirals down away from us even worse.
Give the people what they want.
Here, Kat, why don't you read this first one? Yeah, read the first one. Now here are a few headlines that we did not discuss but might interest you. Links, of course, will be in our show notes.
Commemorating Women's Equality Day in the U.S., the documentary Woman in Motion has been uploaded to the International Space Station and is now available to watch up there. If you've not seen it already, the film shows how Nichelle Nichols spent 1977 campaigning across America to bring diversity to NASA. Woman in Motion is also available on demand and digital. That's not what I meant to write. Woman in Motion is also available on demand and is streaming on Paramount Plus.
Voyager actor Tim Russ recently helped with the detection. Patroclus.
We need Robert Hurt.
Patroclus. Voyager actor Tim Russ recently helped with the detection of Patroclus, an asteroid orbiting Jupiter. An avid amateur astronomer, Russ is part of a network of citizen astronomers who regularly contribute to space What is wrong with me? Russ is part of a network of citizen astronomers who regularly... Roscoe, why don't you read this one? I quit.
I can do this one.
Thanks.
Happy to.
Appreciate it.
Patroclus? Is it Patroclus?
Patroclus.
That's what we're going. Patroclus. Okay.
Long day.
Voyager actor Tim Russ recently helped with the detection of Patroclus, an asteroid orbiting Jupiter. An avid amateur astronomer, Russ is part of a network of citizen astronomers who regularly contribute space observations. He says that contributing to NASA's mission is important because understanding where we come from, what our origins are, and the fact that we are a few intelligent species in this galaxy is special.
Remember, captains, to learn more about... Remember, captains, to learn more about these headlines, be sure to review the show notes for this episode at PriorityOnePodcast.com.
Well, captains, that's all the news we have to check out this week. Now let's find out what happened in the world of Star Trek gaming.
2952, please. 2952.
If Tim Russ has recently helped you with the detection of Patroclus, please see your doctor.
If you or someone else you know has seen Patroclus.
Patroclus could be right for you. Contact your doctor.
That's a pretty decent American accent there.
I know.
Speak to your doctor and say, hey man, why am I not on Patroclus?
Patroclus. Is that what we sound like to you?
Side effects include hot dog
Sure,
fingers.
yeah,
Oily
sure.
discharge.
Sure, guy, yeah. Okay.
Sure.
All
Sound
right.
like Kermit the
The,
Frog.
the ads, the commercials do.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those
hi.
do sound crazy.
Ready
Um,
for gaming?
We don't have to do a promo for
No.
anything, do we?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, so gaming at 30:55. 30:55.
Okay.
2, 1. I'll take it. Well, the time has come at last. Star Trek Online announced the Temporal Recruitment Event, returning on all platforms just in time to celebrate Star Trek Day on September 8th. Since we're playing through the original series era content for this episode, the devs have gone through and made some...
For this event, not episode.
Since we're playing through the original series era content for this event, the devs have gone through and made some visual updates and updated cutscenes for that era, as well as updating and improving the missions themselves. Plus, temporal agent goals have been updated to include some new ones, and removed some goals from missions that are no longer in the game, so you don't have to worry about finding temporal probes in places you can no longer reach. You'll be able to earn...
Again, see your doctor. If symptoms persist.
First of all,
If you can no longer
First
reach
of all, I really
your
hope-
temporal probes,
I really hope you all are watching
please
Cat.
see your doctor.
Okay, it was like Kat wrote it with the setup, right? So I'm reading it, and she's like,
I know, because I didn't read it like that till you said it, and then I'm like, oh, snap.
"It was more funny to watch Kat react to me talking about finding temporal probes."
It's the best part. It's the best part.
Awesome.
All right. Plus, temporal agent goals have been updated to include some new ones and removed some goals from missions that no longer... Plus, temporal agent goals have been updated to include some new ones and removed some goals from missions that are no longer in the game. So you don't have to worry about finding those temporal doodads in places that you can no longer reach. So you don't have to worry about finding temporal probes in missions that no longer exist. You'll be able to earn bonuses for reaching level 60, marks for all the reputations that have been added to the game, and rewards for engaging in the research and development, and rewards for engaging in R&D and specializations. Existing temporal agents will be able to complete these new goals as well, and if you've already finished them, you can claim the rewards immediately. Now remember, to complete a temporal agent and gain access to the rewards...
Wait, you said to
complete.
Instead
Remember
of
to become a temporal agent.
Remember, to become a temporal agent and gain access to the rewards, you must make a new TOS Starfleet character during the event. Then you must play through the tutorial until you receive your special temporal probing. That wasn't there. I think that went in there.
Doctor, I've got a
I've got some
chronoton-
unreachable dude.
We have a very special mission for you. Please just go through those two doors down down the hall. Those two doors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
Put this gown on.
Remember,
Yes.
to become a temporal agent and gain access to the rewards, you must make a new TOS Starfleet character during the event. Then you must play the tutorial until you receive your special temporal agent transceiver device. Once you receive the device, your character is a temporal agent. You can complete the goals at any time and claim the rewards even after the initial event ends.
I have been dining out on my temporal agent rewards for years with every new character that I build. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a heck of a kickstart, and I only have one temporal agent as an alt character, so I will probably be starting a new character for this one.
Go ahead.
I already have 3 temporal agents, but I'm still gonna make another one.
I missed the temporal agent event when it happened, so this
Oh
will
my
be
God,
my
how
first
exciting.
temporal agent. I have
I'm so-
a TOS character, but I guess I didn't finish the tutorial and never got the
no.
receiver. I didn't get probed, so I don't have those rewards. So I will.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, this will get me in the game to at least create one new TOS tune and get the get those rewards. I hear those rewards are pretty epic, right?
So
They
can
are.
we just make this clear? On the record, Elio is going to create a new character in Star Trek Online. This is happening. This is really happening.
I have a few characters. I just don't play them.
I'm just asking. I just want it
there
on
are
the
a
record
few.
officially.
There are a few that I have. I just don't play them.
No need to
the
get all
Jemadar,
sovereign
like I
class
have
up
the
in here.
recruits, except for the temporal. So why don't we talk about the importance of this? So the reason that these recruitment events happen is, to get some cheeks and seats, but these are themed characters, so to speak, right? If we're going to translate it for people who don't play Star Trek Online, these are essentially themed characters with a very unique ability compared to an average character creation, right? Outside of these events. These characters that are created during the event have a bit of a special story arc that puts them on a path of temporal exploration, right? Like that's the in-game storyline. But once you create the character and you earn this device, right, that flags your character as a temporal agent, quote unquote, not only can you then proceed to play with the game as any normal player, character, or whatnot, but what happens is that your character is granted essentially a to-do list. And as you progress through this to-do list, you are granted rewards. Rewards like...
Oh man, well you get fleet marks, you get EC, you get dilithium, you get special. Well, they've had several recruitment events, and I can't remember exactly. I know I looked at one of my temporal agents earlier, but I can't remember exactly what the rewards are. But say for like
There's
the
a lot
Klingon
of tech upgrades.
Yeah, you get a lot of boosts to unlock other things. So just by playing the game. So if you're, playing the missions, then you locate the temporal probes. You also get to unlock like mark boxes and all kinds of stuff, to help you get your characters leveled up faster.
And that's the wonderful thing too. It's the thing that I like the most about these recruitment events is that the rewards are all around playing the game, getting in and playing the content. Sometimes it's new content. Sometimes, you've got to queue up and you've got to play the swarm queue 5 times.
Right. Or
not
play
everyone's favorite TFO.
No, or play like 10 TFOs or whatever. It's, not necessarily the same content, but like 10 of a thing, do this. Matt Black just commented that you also get auto improvement of reputation weapons to ultra rare rather than very rare. And that also is an awesome thing that you get with temporal agents. I totally forgot about that till you just said that.
The other bonus to it is not just some currency bonuses, right, like marks and whatnot, but there's also character enhancements. So, for example, there was, at least in the last one, the Starship traits, critical systems and improved critical systems, which these are things specific to this event, right? If you create this character, even if you create this character during this time, you can end up getting that. So don't sit on this, right? This is a free-to-play game. During this time frame that you have to create the recruit, do it, get through the tutorial, get that device, because if you don't, all you're doing is creating another random character in the original series era of the game.
Right.
And it benefits, if you don't already have this this reward, this temporal agent rewards, then you should do it because I'm going to try that again. If you don't already have access to a Tebral agent right now, I can highly recommend you do it, because then you receive benefits across your entire account. So all your other alts will benefit from the rewards by adding this one new toon. And look, it's fun too. It's a great story and it looks great.
It does. It really does. And, you've got...
Oh yeah, because it has different sound effects too. So like your weapons firing, your beam in and beam out sounds are different. Your warp in and out sounds are different when you're a TOS character. It's really fun. So it lends itself to like theme builds, and you can, if you want to create a full-on original series character, you can do that.
Yeah, and if you're like me, who doesn't really like to create several alternate characters, this gives you an incentive to create one and then level. This gives you an incentive to create one and then level it up to 60, all while earning bonus points that affect your entire account.
Bonus points and bonus gear too, along as you progress, which is very, very handy if you are starting from scratch. And if this is the thing that brings you to the game, fantastic, welcome. That's the wonderful thing. By getting in and leveling up your character, you're getting ground and space gear all the way along. It's fantastic.
This is an opportunity for the community to really try to invite their friends, right? On the Roddenberry network, our audience, reaches not just gamers of Star Trek Online, but just general Star Trek fans. So if you've been thinking about creating a character in Star Trek Online for free, now's the time to do it. But we have some other gaming news, don't we, Roscoe?
We do. Especially if you pine for the days when Star Trek games weren't vast, expansive, massively multiplayer worlds. Maybe you're more of a LAN party player as long as someone else brings the snacks. A number of classic Trek games, including Star Trek Armada 1 and 2, Star Trek Bridge Commander, and Star Trek Voyager Elite Force and Elite Force 2, could be due for re-release on GOG Galaxy, with Gamefront reporting the game cards for titles on the platform recently being updated with new CBS copyright watermarks. I still have my own copy of Star Trek Armada 2. It's on a shelf somewhere, and to be honest, I can't quite give it up. I don't know why I haven't. I actually don't have a CD-ROM drive on any of my computers anymore, so I don't know why. I'm still holding on to that, but I can't let it go.
This is good news, especially, for fans of Elite Force who have been keeping it alive for a while on those servers. The fact that now there's even less of a barrier to entry to get this game on your machine, Windows 10 machine, for a game that ran on Windows XP or even before that. This is good. This is good news. But we have news from Fleet Command, right, Cap?
We do. Star Trek Fleet Command just dropped a new teaser featuring Brent Spiner loosening up for co-star LeVar Burton after playing, quote, an emotionless android for years, end quote. This continues Fleet Command's ongoing efforts to bring in Trek celebrities for their promotions. Earlier this year, they had Sonequa Martin Green and Carl Urban, but their recent promos have leaned into TNG to showcase the latest updates to the game. In addition to Spiner and Burton, Jonathan Frakes also shows up in the promo. Definitely check that out.
All right, I got to close my eyes for this one because I didn't write anything, and we should make a statement. Captains, you might be aware that the greater Star Trek community has decided to take a moment away from Reddit and boycott its service. You see, the problem is that Reddit is doing very little to mitigate the amount of dangerous misinformation regarding COVID-19 and the vaccines and the ongoing state of the pandemic. So, several communities have gotten together to boycott the usage of Reddit and the subreddits involved. To boycott Reddit and the Star Trek subreddits, including our Star Trek, Risa, Daystrom Institute, Star Trek Online, etc. All of this is being done in the hopes that Reddit will take action to combat disinformation. All of this in the hopes that Reddit will do something to combat disinformation among its communities. Now, captains, we are no stranger to standing up to the big guy. It's important that even for corporations who are for profit, that they recognize the needs and the will of their customer base. Because even if you're not paying for something out of pocket, you're likely paying with privacy and data. So, in some way, shape, or form, you have a voice. So we encourage you to join this. Endeavor and avoid Reddit for a little while, like I do always, so that we can control and hopefully end, so that we can control and slow down the spread and hopefully one day end this pandemic that we're facing. Okay, I'm done. Was that?
Here, here.
Nice. Sweep out?
Yeah, please.
That's the news from Trek Games this week. Now let's look on screen for the latest episode of Lower Decks.
Woohoo. All right. 4730.
Okay.
And now feedback and closing 4745. 4745, please.
That's right, because we're going to closing. We're not going into straight
2.
into on screen because the episode hasn't aired yet.
Well, captains, hailing frequencies are now open, and we're ready to receive all of your incoming messages.
This week we wanted to know, what do you hope... Wait a minute. This week we wanted to know, what do you hope Paramount Plus will showcase or reveal during... Is it Star Trek Day? What virtual event? I'm assuming it's Star Trek Day.
Yeah.
Okay. This week, we wanted to know, what do you hope Paramount Plus will showcase or reveal during Star Trek Day?
From Twitter, Captain BG2301 replied saying, quote, I think the one thing I would really like to see is something more... Okay.
What?
Well, you got to be in your bonnet about it before, didn't ya?
Because there, it's an official reference. We cannot plagiarize them.
You're an official reference.
Damn right.
We can plagiarize Captain BG2301 all the day.
Okay.
He submitted feedback. It now
From
belongs
Twitter,
to
Captain
us.
BG2301. From Twitter, Captain BG2301 replied saying, I think the one thing I would really like to see is something more about Strange New Worlds, as that is the one series I'm really looking forward to the most.
From, oh, excuse me, frog in my throat. From Facebook, Ray Borg replied, a trailer for Star... Oh, dang it. Also, yay, Ray Borg. From Facebook, Ray Borg replied, a trailer for Star Trek Strange New Worlds.
And from Twitter, James White Dragon replied, defo agree.
What?
What? Would you like an opportunity to jump in, my friend?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, let's get you in there.
No, that's not what I wanted. No, that's not what I was trying to decide. It's not what I was trying to decide.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And from Twitter, James White Dragon replied saying, defo agree. I'd love to see some SNW news.
We'd also like to take a moment to thank everyone who joined us for our Content Creator Roundtable. Some of you even took the time to share your kind feedback.
like Captain BG2301's amazing Twitter post. He says, I definitely enjoyed it. It brought to light some good points and some amazing aspects of the community. Not to mention the amazing effort that you amazing content creators put in. Thank you all for such an amazing community and an amazing place to come to be excited and built up. Aw. Thanks, Brent.
And Adrian, not Adrian, no. Aridin? Yeah, Aridin. Aridin. And Aridin, the cyber elf, also commented on Twitter saying it was great with some incredible touching moments. Moments to remember.
Aw, that's nice.
Again, thank you all for being a part of the... Again, thank you all for everyone... Again, thank you all for being a part of that summit. It was an incredible conversation, an incredible time that we had with these remarkable content creators. So thank you so very much. And we hope to do something like that again in the future. In the meantime, that wraps up episode 521 of Priority One, a Roddenberry Star Trek podcast. But there are more great shows available to you on the Roddenberry Podcast Network. Just visit podcasts.roddenberry.com for a complete list. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends. I looked away at the mic. Then be sure to subscribe to them all and share them with your friends. It was like, friends!
But we can't forget to send a special thank you to some of our Patreon supporters like David K. Rutley, Peter Archibald, and Gerald Bosch.
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
Hey, Kat, could I get you to read that one again? Because you can leave a voice message also on our website as well.
Sure.
Thank you.
Captains, it's important to us that you get your voice heard and that you participate in the conversation. Leave us a comment or voice message on our website at PriorityOnePodcast.com, on our Facebook page at Facebook.com/PriorityOnePodcast, or find us on Twitter and Instagram at PriorityOnePod.
I just realized we should consider doing next week's show. I'm burned. Next week's show on Wednesday night. Because Wednesday the 8th is Star Trek Day.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. That way we can talk about all the stuff we watched that day.
Okay.
Sweet.
Is it me already? No.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. This episode of Priority One is brought to you by our patrons through patreon.com. During these difficult times, we are humbled by the continued support of our patrons who find value in the content we produce each and every week. Join our Patreon family by visiting patreon.com/PriorityOne.
And don't forget to tune into Priority One Productions' Guard Frequency podcast at guardfrequency.com. Each episode, The Guard will take you inside the universe of your favorite space sims, including a tabletop adventure played out by your hosts. No probing required. And Heroes Rise brings you up to date with the world of Dungeons and Dragons. Learn all about the latest publications, tools, tips, tricks, and traps in less time than it takes to skin a wyvern. Head over to heroesrisepodcast.com to discover their secrets.
Thanks to our audio editors, including Gray, Brandon, William, Daniel, Rand, Alex, and Lennon. Thanks to our producer, Jake, and associate producers, Shane and Thomas. Together, they help us organize and write up our summary of the weekly headlines from the Star Trek multiverse. To our new community managers, James and Sarah, for helping us stay engaged with you and share the latest headlines via our social media pages. Thanks to our graphic artist, Alejandro, with support from Jason of the Priority One Armada. Thanks to the composer of our theme music, Chris Watts. But most importantly, a big thanks to you, the Star Trek community, our listeners, because without your ongoing support, none of this would be possible. All right.
Hey, Nick,
well,
do good.
Just as Nick
Thanks
comes
for
in,
joining us
everybody-
at the end of the
Nick is here.
show.
Nick is here. Get out. Get out. Nick is here. Everybody's get out. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. End the show. What's up, Nick?
And that's the
Oh,
end of the
hey.
show.
Nick, you should come talk to us if you were doing any of the new stuff for the temporal agent stuff. We'd like to hear about that. Maybe
mean?
next week when we can see it.
Oh yeah, maybe we should get Deb on to talk about
Yeah.
updates. Yeah,
I'm
maybe
so
we'll do
excited to play.
that.
Aw, well, I'm sure whoever worked on it looks amazing. I'm so excited to see it and play the new stuff. Oh, is it
Mhm.
Gianna? I'd love to have
Gianna?
her on.
All right.
We've not met her.
I will ask Gianna, Ryan, and Jesse. All right, cool. I will send them an email.
Awesome.
All right, captains, that's a wrap for this episode of
Yes,
Priority
please.
One. Thank you so very much for joining us. Those of you in the chat, thanks for sharing the show. And we hope you join us again next Wednesday. We're going to do it Wednesday the 8th after Star Trek Day. Maybe we can do some kind of like live watch party or something throughout the day where at least we're all in the chat together going like, oh my God, this is great. So maybe we can do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right, until next time.
And please take care of yourself this week. And if symptoms persist, consult your EMH.
Yes. All right, captains, say goodnight, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Night.